Did you know the Jefferson House of Flowers has been a local Kokomo florist for almost 100 years? Our trained designers make beautiful arrangements for literally any occasion. You can send flowers for any reason. Birthdays, anniversaries, get well, congratulations. The list goes on. We make flowers for funerals, weddings, proposals, and even proms. Let's be honest. Receiving flowers, whether you're at home or at your work, it makes you feel special. You get butterflies and you feel loved, and that's what sending flowers is all about, the feeling it creates. Call us at 765-452-8269 and let us create something special and send it out for you. Or you can stop in and see us at 4300 West, 100 North Kokomo. We always have a cooler full of flowers that are ready to go, as well as a boutique full of gifts. Shop local, support local, and send flowers. I'm Kayla Keith, and this is Missing Midwest, a true crime podcast about those that have gone missing. Today's story is about a cross-country crime spree that ended with 2 missing little girls.
I'm really proud of you for nailing that little tongue twister there.
I didn't.
First try.
I didn't realize it was a tongue twister until I was reading it, and I did get a little nervous because you always tell me I have a lisp and speech impediment and cross-country crime spree.
Politely. I politely tell her.
Did you hear me slow down drastically?
You did it, though.
Cross-country crime spree.
Good job. Nailed it.
So, announcements. We have merch, and we have cool t-shirts designed by me. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats. You should buy some. There's a link in our bio.
Hey, I'm just throwing this out there, boss. Well, man. We had our second request for a Wait a Minute shirt.
We did?
Yeah. My guy, Jason. It's like, when are we going to have Wait a Minute shirts? And I was like, dude. Also, I feel like I want to put the bidding in for the next time we make stickers to make a Wait a Minute sticker.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Showing Robin some love, though. I appreciate it. Batman and Robin squad we got here. Wait a minute. I'm like the Robin to our little scenario here.
Okay. You do say wait a minute a lot.
All right.
Follow us on socials.
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
We do occasional giveaways and we post things. I get a lot of people send me like missing persons like that are actively happening in their area.
Love it.
And so we share those. And you can share our posts. Anything you can do to get us listeners, we appreciate it. And you can always subscribe. $5 a month. You get an extra episode a week. It's a murdered case and it comes out on Friday.
Murder.
There's like 70 episodes in the library right now, plus the new one each week.
I know a bunch of you.
If you're on spring break and you're going to be in the car, now's the perfect time to subscribe so you can listen the whole way to Florida.
That's all I was getting ready to say.
Unless you're in Florida, in which case.
Last year for spring break, we did like a bunch of Florida cases.
I did a bunch of Florida missing and murdered cases that way. I'm like, you know what? You're leaving us to go to Florida. You're going to be scared while you're there.
Yep. That's good stuff.
It's good to remember that missing and murdered people happen everywhere, not just in the Midwest.
We should try to remember to post more on social media this week so that people on vacation listen to it on their long drives.
Okay, I will. Noted to remind that people drive.
Good little marketing meeting right here in the middle of our episode.
I was going to say, excuse the marketing, the business meeting that we are having with you all. So are you done? Do you have anything else?
No, I don't think we have anything else upcoming.
Thank you for our new listeners.
Yes.
It's been growing a lot.
The new subscribers, welcome. Thank you.
New subscribers, new advertising.
Yes.
We have some new I don't know if he's going to be in this week or next week, but welcome Nick Pate.
Yeah.
He's going to be in there. State Farm Insurance. They're advertising with us now. We do have one more slot if anybody has a business out there. Most of our listeners are in Kokomo, but obviously there's people listening from all over. So if you have an online business or just a local business and you want to advertise with us, we would love to have you.
Absolutely.
If you're a restaurant, we will trade you gift cards because we're foodies.
Yeah, for sure. We'll trade store credit for advertising.
Store credit.
For any restaurant out there.
Also, if you just have something that I want, I'll trade you. Okay. I like to shop. So we're going cross country today. So I don't have a location for you or a population because we're going all over. Okay.
All right.
So
you did say at the begetting, cross country crime spree.
Yes.
Bad 1,000, Random. Doing great.
So we're going to start. There's some crime happening in this. So there's murder and missing in this episode.
Oh, okay.
I should just post this episode for the weekend and be like, you just get one episode because it's half murdered, half missing. But I'm not going to do that because our subscribers pay $5 a month, so they got another episode yesterday.
Bang.
But we're going to start with the missing girls, okay?
I didn't mean to like make a bad joke with bang as in murder.
That did sound like a
Bang as in,
really insensitive
they are getting another
joke.
episode. Did not, I never know what to say. If pun intended or no pun intended, I never remember which one is which.
I mean, honestly,
I wasn't trying to be offensive with the
giving
gunshot
the
sound.
scenario, it was a good pun. Like,
All right,
looks fine.
here we are. I'm a math guy. Go ahead.
Shaina and Shausha. They were both born to Kim Hensen and Stephen Kirkpatrick in 1999 and 2001 in Portland, Oregon. Our story starts in Portland, okay? About a year and a half after Shaina was born, Kim was pregnant with her little sister, Shausha, when her and Stephen broke up, okay? And so she was very pregnant, but they broke up, and they lived together. They shared an apartment together, but they decided that they were going to stay together because, like, they have a baby coming in, like, 1 month. And they're going to try to fix things. They're working on their relationship. They have a baby together. They're having another baby. Not a great time to be breaking up, so they're working on it. So they're still living together, okay? So January 26, 2001, she has baby Shausha, okay? Things are working. They're going. They're trying to fix the relationship. In March of 2001, Kim gets an unexpected visit from an old friend, okay? Her name was Christine Mayer, and she was from Missouri. So here's our Midwest tie, okay? But she had grown up in Portland. And she had spent her whole childhood there, and she was, like, best friends with Kim growing up, okay? And she had actually dated Kim's older brother.
Okay.
So, like, they're friends, okay?
Yeah.
Like,
there's some history
friends,
here, yeah.
Like, best friends for a while, almost my sister-in-law. Like, we're tight, okay? But Kim had moved out to Missouri and spent her kind of, like, adulthood out there, and so they had lost touch. And Kim had moved back, her and her new husband, Curtis. They decided that they were going to move back to Portland, where Kim was from. And so they're back, and Christina moves back with her husband, Curtis, and Christine tracks down her friend Kim from her childhood. And so they kind of spark back up their friendship, and she introduces Stephen and Kim to her new husband, Curtis. And they kind of all start hanging out again, okay? Like, they just kind of picked up where they left off.
back together.
Yeah, picked up where they left off. Now we have husbands. Our husbands can be friends. This is going to be great, okay? Kim was happy. She had just had a baby. She had someone to hang out with. She was getting out of the house more with her. She had an almost 2-year-old and this newborn baby, and she's got a friend, and they're hanging, okay? She's got a tribe.
Fair enough.
She loves it. This is when, in early April, Christine and Curtis announced that they're going on a trip to British Columbia in Canada, okay? And they invite Stephen and Kim to come with them and the two girls. Well, Stephen had to work, and so he wasn't able to take off work for 2 weeks, and so he's like, sorry, we can't go. But Kim really wanted to go. She was really excited at the thought of, like, going off on this trip with her friends. Stephen wasn't thrilled about it. He was like, we don't really know Curtis all that well. I know you know Kim, but we just met Curtis like a month and a half ago. Also, it's weird to go on a family vacation without me. Like, I don't want you to do this. Well, they talked about it. Kim really wanted to go, and he was like, eventually he agreed, and he was like, look, as long as you're back by April 22nd, because that is Shayna's second birthday, and I don't want to miss her birthday. And Kim's like, of course, like, we'll be back. Like, I don't want her to be gone for her birthday either. And so they agree. So they're going on this trip, okay? So they're 2-week trip, road trip, British Columbia, here we come. Except there was a problem.
Uh-oh.
They were not going to Canada.
Oh, no.
So, like I said, they're not going to Canada. And also, Curtis is not Curtis.
Wait a minute. Explain.
So, Curtis is actually Frank Oring.
Wait.
So, first of all, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last
name.
So
time out. This is the friend's husband is not who he says he is. Not good.
Not good at all. Frank Oring may or may not be how you pronounce his last name, but he doesn't really deserve a correct pronunciation anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Frank Oring is from Missouri. He was a nurse assistant, and he had worked with Christine. She was also a nursing assistant, and that's how they met at work. All right, are you ready for this?
Let's go.
Frank hit his wife, beat her up. Okay, he was married.
Not Christine.
Not Christine.
Okay.
Hit his wife. He's married.
She presses charges, and after he gets out of jail, he decides that he'd been dating Christine at work, and he gets out of jail, and to get back at his wife for pressing charges on him, how dare you not let me hit you, he moves Christine into his house that he was sharing with his wife and daughter.
So his wife and daughter are now living with his side piece.
Yeah, to make her mad.
Wow.
Obviously,
that'll do it.
Yeah, obviously the wife was like, absolutely not, and she like leaves him. So now Christine and Frank are in this relationship together, living together. Okay.
Sounds like a great start for a healthy relationship here.
Oh, this relationship is something. It's something. Let me
Big
tell you.
yikes.
He told his wife she wouldn't live to testify against him.
Oh, wait a minute. You cannot say things like that.
And she almost didn't because he hired someone to kill her. And Chris and his wife, I believe her name was Benita. She was actually really sweet. She was 26 weeks pregnant with his second daughter.
And he tried to have her killed.
And he tried to have her killed. She woke up in the middle of the night to someone on top of her strangling her.
While she's pregnant.
She ended up in a coma for a week. And somehow her and her baby survived.
That's wild.
Frank was charged with conspiracy to commit murder because, he told her that he was going to kill her.
That's a problem.
She was like, I think it might have been my ex who said you won't survive. And now
I would.
Someone tried to kill me. Yes.
The husband probably did it.
The husband 1000% probably did it if he told you he was going to do it. And then lo and behold, someone tried to kill you. And so he gets charged with conspiracy to commit murder. And he was on bail, and he was due back in court in March. Him and Christina were like, deuces, peace out, we're leaving.
We're going to go take someone to Canada / not.
So they left, and they fled to Christina's hometown of Portland, Oregon.
Big yikes.
Oh, yeah, they were also Satan worshipers.
Oh, man.
I forgot to put, that's just a little extra piece of fun for you.
Man.
Johnny, question for you.
Yeah.
If I was somewhere in Kokomo and it wasn't our house and it wasn't the flower shop, where would I be?
Easy. Humble home.
Yes, you're right. You guys, listen up. Humble Home is my absolute favorite place to be for so many reasons. No matter what I am looking for, I always check Humble Home first. Clothes, shoes, toys, decor, furniture, makeup, they literally always have something that I need. They have brand name items for cheap. Their inventory is constantly changing, so it's part of my weekly routine to do a Humble Home walkthrough. You absolutely need to stop by. I promise you won't be disappointed. While it is a discount store, it's not your average discount store. It's clean, organized, and everything has its place. I get zero anxiety when I go in, unlike other discount stores. And no matter what you're shopping for, a home project, gifts, home decor, even seasonal decor, they will have it. They are open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday from noon to 5. You can follow them on Facebook at Humble Home Kokomo and watch for new items every single day. And for our Lafayette, Indiana listeners, I have exciting news. They're opening a second location in Lafayette soon. As soon as I have the details, I will let you know their opening date. Get excited.
So they had actually, Benita, I'm pretty sure that was her name. She had actually heard Christina and Frank talking about Kim, Christina's old friend from Portland. And so she had was able to make the connection here when all of this started coming out. Obviously, Kim had no way to know any of this. Kim just thought, one of her old friends was moving back to town and struck up this friendship.
I miss my friend.
Yeah, yes. And so that's what Kim was under the influence of. But really, this whole situation was happening back in Missouri.
This is all bad.
Frank is an awful human being. He's on the run. He's literally a fugitive with Christine. Christine. I've probably been calling her both things. I'm not sure. And so that's why they're actually back in Oregon from Missouri, because he has done all of these terrible things. Also, they claimed to be, he claimed to be a priest in the Satanism.
Oh, good.
I don't even know if I'm saying, I don't know what the correct terminology
so the thing is, when you make up a religion, you get to pick your title.
Yeah.
So
okay. Well, that being said, I'm glad you said that, because Christine was a priestess.
Yep.
I read that and literally laughed out loud. I was like, Did she give
And I'm the
herself
captain.
Did she give herself
I don't
that
understand.
title? Like, so priest and priestess, and I guess so. Benita, the
I just
wife,
imagine them like sitting around a campfire smoking weed and being like, "What do you want to be?"
right?
I want to be the captain.
Yeah. So they actually had like a 20-person like follower church thing that they
Oh
did.
boy, you know how those 20-person churches go.
Right? It's screaming cult. Every red flag for a cult possible. And so this priest and priestess were in charge of the 20 people for a while in Missouri. Leading the blind there. And so that's just a little fun fact for you. That has nothing to do with the story, really. But anyway, so they're making their way back, and they're getting ready to go on this trip with Kim and her 2 girls, okay? And so April 4th, they pack up, and they leave. Kim and her 2 daughters, Shaina, who is almost 2, and Sasha, who is just 2 months old. And Christine and her so-called husband, Curtis, who is actually POS Frank, okay?
Yeah.
So they tell Kim that she needs a birth certificate to cross the border, which was not true. But
Christine tells Kim this?
that's what they tell. Yeah, Christine and Frank tell Kim that she needs to have her birth certificate.
I feel like if you just told me that, I'd be like, oh, okay.
So she brought the 2 girls' birth certificates, but she didn't have hers. And so they actually had to drive down to Sacramento, California, to pick up her birth certificate so they could cross the border, which you don't even, back then, like, you didn't even need your birth certificate to cross the border, so they just lied to her. So they go.
Also, geographically, this is way out of the way.
It is very out of the way. This is where we get into the cross country. So we went from Missouri to Portland, down to Sacramento. The next day after they picked up that birth certificate, Kim's mom like unexpectedly died. She was 60 years old and she had like complications from like a health issue. And so she actually passed away. And so the family was like, we gotta tell Kim so she can come home. But they couldn't get a hold of her. Like, they're like, we don't know where she is. We can't reach her. And so like a week and a half passed with no word from Kim. And they're like, what is happening? Like, and they're getting worried. Steven, her husband, or sorry, they weren't married. Steven, her boyfriend, fiance, baby daddy, whatever. He's getting worried. But he knew that they were going to be hard to reach on this trip.
Because they're going to Canada.
Because they're going to Canada, and they were supposed to be back on April 22nd. So he's like, I'm just holding out. They're supposed to be back by then. We got, got a while, got to get there. April 20th, a deputy in a state park I want to guess where this is, where we're at.
I'm guessing not Canada.
Not Canada. Naples, Florida.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Really went the other way on that one.
He came across a pretty gruesome scene.
It doesn't get much more cross country.
No, literally California to Florida.
Portland, Oregon to Naples, Florida.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking up the mileage right now. Go ahead.
It's like 3,000 miles. I already looked. Gruesome scene, okay? A dead woman with a gunshot wound to the head and a man beside her with the exact same injury and a rifle in between them. Now, the man was alive and he was taken to the local hospital where he later died. Okay?
Okay.
This couple was Frank and Christine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
police were not sure what they were doing with her, like a double murder or a murder-suicide situation.
but where's Kim?
Inside the car, they find a bunch of books on Satanism. He's a priest.
Perfect, yeah.
And priestess. Priestess? I don't know. A bunch of kids' clothes. They find all of Kim's personal belongings, like her wallet and such. They also find a diary that Frank had been writing in that laid out all his plans to steal Kim's birth certificate. Which
might want to write those plans down.
Yeah. Which police found out that Kim's birth certificate had been used in Nevada to get a driver's license for Christine.
Of course it was.
And a bloodstained hatchet.
In case you're wondering, from Portland to Naples, Nevada is not on the way.
No.
It's a 47-hour drive, and we made a pit stop in Nevada.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculously out of the way.
That's wild.
I don't know what they were doing. Did you miss my part about the bloodstained hatchet?
I was looking.
They found a bloodstained hatchet.
I did miss that.
Let me rephrase. Let me say this again. A bloodstained hatchet in the car.
And they were both shot?
They were both shot, and the rifle was between
Oh
them.
my goodness.
What they did not find. They did not find any luggage. They did not find any kids' car seats. And they did not find Kim, Shaina, or Sasha. So, obviously, once they once the family gets word that like Christine and Frank have been found dead in Florida, they're like, wait a minute. They're like, where's Kim and her kids? So this nationwide.
I can't
search
imagine being
ensues.
Steve, being like,
Steven?
excuse me? Yeah, Steven.
He's like, I did not want you to go on this trip. So nationwide search for Kim and her kids, okay? And at first believe that she probably had information about the murder of Christine and Frank. And I'm sure, I never read anywhere that she was a suspect, but I'm sure they're suspecting her. Like, like at first they have to be thinking like, okay, the last adult with these two murdered people might be the one that murdered them, obviously,
Oh, are we getting any blood off the hatchet?
I'm getting there. Calm down, sir.
Sorry, I'm a detective, remember?
Yeah. And so they decide they're going to track the movement and try to figure out where the hell
Good
these
luck.
people have been going because they're like, well, we're in Florida. And Steven's like, no, I'm in Portland and they're supposed to be in Canada. Whatever. So they pull all the credit card records and they find out that Kim's credit card had been used and they basically were able to track it perfectly 3,000 miles across the country at gas stations, restaurants, just like all over. They found out that they were in Nevada to get a driver's license and then tracked them all the way over to Naples. And so police believe that Kim and the girls are basically anywhere along those 3,000 miles. Yeah. So April 22nd comes, which is Shayna's second birthday, and Kim didn't come home. And that is when her family knew something really bad had happened. A week later, on April 29th, a body was discovered at a rest area in Nevada. This woman had been bludgeoned to death and then shot multiple times. And it took a week to identify her, but her identity came back as Kim Hensen.
Oof.
They believed that she had been dead for at least 10 days and she was partially buried. They searched the area around her body thoroughly, like ATVs, horses, helicopters, on foot, everything, looking for those little girls, and they found nothing.
Man.
Now, the blood on the hatchet matched Kim, but they did not find any blood anywhere, not in the car, not on the hatchet, nowhere matching the girls. To this day, the girls have never been found. Their clothes, their luggage, and their car seats have never been found. Their birth certificates have never been found. And police believe that Christine and Frank sold them.
Oh my gosh. I was worried that's where
they
this was
are
going.
living somewhere
Ugh.
with absolutely no idea
Who they are.
who they are.
I was going to say 2 years
They were
old and
2 years old and 2 months old. They would have
no
no
clue.
idea.
That's wild.
If they are still alive, Shaina would be 26 and Sasha would be 24. Please ask that if you know anything or if you think you might be one of those girls that you're encouraged to call the Portland Police Department. That is wild to me. The fact that there are two people out there that could be these girls. Like, I mean, they could have sold them. They could have dropped them off at an orphanage. I mean, if they had some sort of, I don't know if Satanists have morals and they couldn't kill kids. Like,
I mean, honestly, like
they probably sold them for drugs or something, drug money. I don't know. But like, there's a very probable chance those two little girls were not murdered.
I mean, this is so dark, and I hate that this is what came to mind. But like, I mean, there's like Satan worshiping cults that like sacrifice kids.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Crazy story. I think that though, I think money is like probably the prime factor in this, and they probably sold them.
Man,
that's what police seem to think.
I hope that was. I mean, I don't even know what to hope.
I know, right?
That's
crazy. So I will share this. I'll share pictures of them. And you guys can do your thing, do your Facebook thing, share it. And I mean, I don't know. I can't even imagine. They have no memory of it if they are alive. So, but they do have a family that loves them. I mean, their dad, he has never given them a hope that they're out there and that he might see them again someday.
It's like 11 or 12 states.
Yeah, literally across the entire United States. So, and they could be anywhere. But again, like their lack of luggage and car seats is what leads police to believe that they like
actually at some point.
Yeah. So,
woof
is right. It's a wild one, right?
Yeah. I don't even know like where to start looking because like the two are dead. Like how would you'd have to find associates?
Yeah. So
like,
they believe that that so Benita, the wife, the ex-wife, said that Frank had like talked about murder suicide before, and so they think he probably just killed Christine and then killed himself.
But like I'm saying, like if you're trying to hunt those girls down, like where do you even start?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's
No, the
no
police
place
says
to
literally
start.
there's a 3,000 mile from one side
Yeah.
of this country to the other.
That's terrible. Jeez, awful, man. I want to say someone knows something, but like the people that know are dead. So
I'm sure someone knows something. So I mean, they got that driver's license in Nevada, and that is also where they killed Kim. So obviously they didn't need her anymore after that. So, I mean, but yeah, you're right. It could have been anywhere along that 3,000 miles. They decided to get rid of the kids.
brutal.
Yeah.
This podcast is a So.Will.I.Studos production. So will I.
Bo Digital is the secret ingredient you need for success in marketing your small business. From logos and flyers to social media and videos, Bo Digital can create the marketing you need to set yourself apart. Oh, and they build websites too. Not only do they help my small business, but did you know that they help many others around Kokomo too, including Solidarity Community Credit Union, the Lindy Owsley and Chanel Cahill Real Estate Team, Hope Behavioral Services, and even the Kokomo Symphony. Let Bo build a custom plan for you today. Learn more at bodigital.com. That's BOWE digital.com.